Life's a stage. Everyone plays a role, whether they admit it or not. Some slip into the spotlight with polished smiles. Some linger in the shadows with sharpened intentions. But here's the question no one dares to ask out loud. What role are you playing? Hitman, friend, angel, beast. Which mask do you wear when the world isn't watching? People love to think they know you. They'll point and say, that one's loyal or that one's dangerous. They like neat little boxes, categories that make them feel safe. But you don't fit into their boxes. Because sometimes you're the helping hand, sometimes you're the executioner, sometimes you're the savior, and sometimes you're the storm. Here's the truth. None of these roles are permanent. They shift, they twist, they reveal themselves when the right moment calls. And the scariest part, even you don't always know which version of you is about to surface. So let me ask again. Are you the hitman, cold and precise? The friend, smiling until the knife glints in the dark? The angel, glowing with dangerous purity? Or the beast, ripping apart everything in your path? Because if you don't know the answer, someone else will decide it for you. And by the time they do, it might already be too late. The hitman isn't chaos, he's control, cold, calculated, precise. He doesn't raise his voice, doesn't waste a word. He doesn't need to. His presence alone is enough to make the air heavier. You've seen him before, the one who speaks less, blinks less, watches more, the one who makes you feel like your every move is already mapped out on some invisible blueprint. People mistake the hitman for a villain, but that's not entirely true. He's not good, not evil. He's necessary. He does what others are too afraid to do. He cuts ties when they need to be severed. He finishes jobs no one else has the stomach for. He's the cleaner, the closer, the quiet shadow who doesn't ask why, only when. And the chilling part? He's polite. He'll shake your hand before he pulls the trigger. He'll let you say your last words like some twisted therapist who charges by the bullet. Efficiency disguised as courtesy. The hitman isn't about rage. Rage is sloppy. The hitman is about finality, about endings. He doesn't come to argue. He comes to erase. So ask yourself, have you ever worn that mask? Have you ever cut someone out of your life so cleanly they didn't even see it coming? Have you ever burned a bridge without hesitation because survival demanded it? That's the hitman in you, the cold part of your soul that understands sometimes mercy is just another form of weakness. And the world, oh, the world respects the hitman. They'll never admit it. But deep down they fear him because he reminds them of a truth they try to forget. Everything can end, quickly, quietly, without appeal. Now, let's talk about the friend. Everyone loves the word, but few understand the weight of it. On the surface, the friend is warm, loyal, the one who laughs at your jokes, helps you move furniture, shares their fries when you're broke. They're the voice on the other end of the line when the world feels heavy. But scratch the surface and you'll see something else. The friend is a mirror, and mirrors are fragile. Friendship is built on trust, but trust is a thin rope. Easy to tangle, easy to cut. Push the wrong button, cross the wrong line, and suddenly that same friend who once hugged you is sharpening invisible knives. They know your secrets, they know your weaknesses, they know exactly where to strike. Betrayal doesn't come from strangers, it comes from the ones who once swore loyalty. That's why the sting of a friend turning is sharper than any blade a hitman carries. But here's the twist. The friend doesn't always betray out of hatred. Sometimes it's envy, sometimes it's pride, sometimes it's because they can't stand to see you rise higher than them. And when that moment comes, you'll realize the friend's smile was always a mask, hiding a quiet calculation. Have you ever felt it? That shift when someone close suddenly looks at you differently, not as a companion, but as competition? That's when the friend changes. That's when their laughter feels hollow, their questions feel loaded, and their presence feels heavy. The friend mask is powerful because it disarms. It makes you vulnerable. You trust it. You lean on it. And that's why when it cracks, it doesn't just break the bond, it breaks a piece of you. So be careful, because sometimes the friend standing next to you is just a hitman waiting for an offer. Ah, the angel. Everyone loves the angel. Sweet, pure, radiant. The one who always knows the right thing to say. They shine so brightly it almost blinds you. But here's the danger. Angels don't need fists, knives, or bullets. Their weapon is guilt. Their morality cuts sharper than steel. They'll tell you to be better. They'll remind you of what's right. And at first, it feels comforting until you realize their definition of right almost always makes you the villain. They'll forgive, yes, but forget, never. The angel keeps a blacklist etched in heaven's stone. Once your name is there, it never fades. And here's the secret no one likes to admit. Angels have skeletons too. They hide them under white robes, behind soft smiles, but the bones are still there. The angel's perfection is a mask like all the others, too polished, too clean, too human to be real. Think about it. Have you ever met someone so pure, so good, that you felt small just standing next to them? That's the angel's power. Not brute force, not violence, just the quiet reminder that you'll never measure up. And in its own way, that can destroy you faster than any weapon. And then there's the beast. No masks, no pretenses, no smiles to hide behind. The beast is raw instinct, violence wrapped in flesh, chaos given form. It doesn't negotiate, it doesn't wait, it just takes. You've seen glimpses of it in the stranger who snaps and smashes a glass against the wall, in the quiet person who suddenly erupts with fury, in yourself when rage boils too hot to contain. That's the beast stepping out for air. And here's the truth, it lives in all of us. Even the quietest soul has that hidden storm. People fear the beast because it doesn't follow society's rules. It doesn't care about reputation or morality. It answers only to survival. It destroys what threatens it and devours what stands in its way. Brutal, honest, unfiltered. But fear isn't the whole story. Deep down, people respect the beast too, because the beast doesn't lie. It doesn't pretend to be noble or kind. It's honest about what it is, power in its rawest form. And sometimes letting the beast out is the only way to win. So ask yourself, have you felt it? That urge to flip the table, to roar instead of reason, to stop pretending and just unleash what you've kept chained? That's the beast knocking. And once it breaks free, nothing is ever the same. Here's the truth no one likes to admit. You've been all of them. You've worn the mask of the hitman when it was time to cut ties. You've played the friend when someone needed your shoulder. You've pretended to be the angel when you wanted to inspire. And you felt the beast clawing its way out when patience snapped. The difference isn't whether you've been one of them. The difference is which mask you wear the most and how long you can keep it from cracking. Because masks always crack, always. And when they do, the world sees you for what you are beneath the performance. That's the spectacle people never forget. The quiet co-worker who finally erupts, the loyal friend who finally betrays, the pure angel who reveals their shadows, the controlled hitman who suddenly hesitates. That's when people lean in, horrified, fascinated, unable to look away. But here's the paradox. When the mask shatters, you don't lose power. You gain it, because for the first time, you're real. Not polished, not predictable, not what they thought you were, and nothing unsettles people more than authenticity. They crave certainty. They want you boxed in, predictable, safe. But once the mask cracks, they can never put you back where they thought you belonged. Real power isn't about being the strongest, the smartest, or the loudest. Real power is about unpredictability, about walking into a room and making everyone wonder, which version of you are they facing today? Are you the hitman, ready to cut ties without a second thought? Are you the friend, warm on the surface but hiding sharpened edges? Are you the angel, glowing with impossible standards? Or are you the beast, wild and untamed, ready to rip the script apart? That uncertainty is what terrifies people. They can fight what they understand. They can prepare for what they can predict. But when you blur the lines, when you shift masks without warning, they lose control. And control is the only thing that makes them feel safe. Think about it. The moment they believe they've figured you out, you change. You switch masks. You flip the board. And suddenly their confidence collapses, because nothing is scarier than someone who refuses to be boxed in, someone who doesn't play by the rules, someone who can be anything or nothing at all. That's the secret. Power isn't in consistency, it's in keeping them guessing. And when you do, you don't just control the game, you become the game. So here's the twist. You're not just the hitman, not just the friend, not just the angel, not just the beast. You are all of them, and none of them at the same time. That's what makes you dangerous. That's what makes you untouchable. Because the world wants certainty. They want to say, this one's loyal, that one's ruthless, this one's pure, that one's wild. But you blur the lines, you walk in, and they don't know if you're here to save them, betray them, or burn everything to the ground. That uncertainty eats at them. It terrifies them more than violence ever could. And here's the beauty of it. Once you stop clinging to one mask, you're free. Free to shift, free to adapt, free to laugh while everyone else scrambles to label you, because labels are cages, and cages were never built for you. So let them try to name you. Let them whisper, hitman, friend, angel, beast. Let them argue over which box to stuff you into. They'll never get it, because you're not here to play their roles. You're here to rewrite the script. And when the masks finally crack, when the stage lights go dark, when all that's left is you, raw, chaotic, authentic, they'll see the truth. That you were never predictable, never safe, never theirs to control. You are the wild card, the glitch in their system, the chaos in their order, and nothing terrifies them more.